zoado. Confia. Chablau, cuzão. Começa aí.
Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, bom momento, boa vida. Como eu disse na stream anterior, eu ia voltar rapidamente para fazer mais uma parte desse jogo. No caso, um dia depois, né? Para quem tá assistindo ao vivo. No YouTube estão aí de 2 dias. Se eu não intercalar alguma outra stream no meio aí. Mas é isso. A gente tá indo pro final do jogo, pra parte final, né? A gente já completou os primeiros planetas todos. Estamos indo pra parte final. Eu perdi um tempão organizando equipamento, craftando coisa. E eu subi a influência de todo mundo da party até o máximo. Porque eu queria ver, né, as opções de diálogo que tem ali que liberam. Eu tive que fazer de uma forma artificial, porque não dá pra você conseguir tudo num save só, né? Então eu vou primeiro fazer algumas sidequests que a gente tinha começado e parou, né? Que eu vi que dá pra terminar. E depois a gente vai pro diálogo com esses personagens, que no caso é o Goto e o HK-47, o robô. E aí a gente vai continuar pra história, pra parte final da história, tá? Vamos lá já pro game. Então, só um segundo que eu vou ver, porque eu vi que a pipoquinha aqui fez algum... Tava no banheirinho dela, vou ver se ela fez cocô. Pronto, voltei, ainda bem que eu fui ver, porque realmente era o que tinha acontecido. Então vamos lá. Estamos aqui. Vocês vão ver que a gente tá em Nar Shaddaa, né? Por quê? Porque tem 2 quests pra gente terminar aqui. Já vamos direto pra elas. A primeira é aqui com a Rodiana, a Guida. Porque a gente conseguiu terminar o Onderon, então o que a gente pode fazer? Estabelecer uma rota de comércio para ela. É, beleza. Isso aqui eu queria comprar já faz um tempo. Eu vou comprar uns cristais aqui. Tá, gastei todo o meu dinheiro. Beleza, ótimo. Então, terminamos essa quest, ó. Né? Que era a quest do... Quer dizer, terminamos. Sumiu aqui, né? Mas essa aqui a gente não consegue fazer, eu acho. Acho que a gente bloqueou, mas depois a gente vê. Essa aqui que a gente vai fazer, que foi uma das que a gente pegou bem no começo do jogo. A gente vai fazer ela agora. Que é pra segurar combustível para telos. E eu descobri como faz. A gente tem que conversar com ele. Com o Voga.
Jopitiman punjame, sashange beduana mulila, chupawanga kuna konticha, chuna konasa, watagritok jimulira, nicho dankanau. Tapichayubong, jijiskapule. Jumbola, Watagratug, Jimula, Yulelbinag, Ahwatabula, Chikili, Jiyumaliga. Yomawa Maniboba, Lorda Wishwanga Shachi. Kipichaona king Nikosendi, Naupun Nekturang Wangabula, Chila Yunao, Chichiskabula, Tapichayubong, Yunbula, Watagritug Jimulira, Nichudanka.
Tá, então... Beleza. Então a gente tem que...
Sashange beduana mulera chupawanga kuna konticha chona konasa. Watagrito gimulira nicho dankanau.
Então, beleza. Ó, agora a gente tem que falar com o capitão lá de Telos pra avisar ele. Beleza, vamos para Telos. Mas antes, deixa eu fazer uma coisa. Beleza. Tá. Eu gostaria... Deixa eu ver aqui nos lightsabers, porque é aqui que eu preciso pegar. Ó, esses dois aqui, ó. Esse aqui... ele não é totalmente bom, então beleza. Esse aqui vai ser azul. Isso. E aqui eu acho que o azuis... Não sei, acho que tá bom desse jeito. Então, beleza. Essa daqui era a primeira coisa que eu ia fazer. Foi dele que eu mexi. Vamos aproveitar e conversar com a galera. Começando pelo HK-47. Então aqui, ó. O que eu quero perguntar é exatamente isso aqui, ó. Quem era o seu último mestre?
Master, that is a question that has an extremely complicated answer. You see, I do not believe my master knew who he was most of the time, which led to some confusing situations that could have otherwise been avoided. Clarification. Suffice to say that my master had his ups and downs and, in my opinion, traveled from a high point in his life to a low point, and then back again to his true potential. He could be a merciless, efficient killer when the need arose. It really made my behavior core glow. And even as a meatbag, my master still had some remarkably efficient droid-like qualities which I admired. He, too, suffered memory problems, as I did. Statement. Oh, yes, Master. As indicated upon my reassembly, my central control cluster is damaged, making recalling my previously stored assassination protocols difficult. I hope that over time I shall eventually reach the status and skill I possessed before I was damaged. Recollection. The last thing I remember is having my core wiped from the last 5 years. I believe my master was responsible. Answer. Even with my memory impairment, I recall that my master was about to embark on a dangerous journey. Conjecture. I believe there was something about my master's destination that he did not wish me to know. Answer: I am somewhat disappointed that my master did not choose to take me along, of course. Wherever my master traveled, destruction and death were assured. Speculation, but I suspect I was not the only one left behind. So there is some satisfaction that the disrespect was spread through the rest of his whiny, simpering meatbag allies. Statement. Oh yes, my master had quite the collection of tortured individuals that seemed unable to confront their basic personality conflicts. Let me cite some specific examples. Mockery.
Oh, Master! I do not trust you! I cannot trust you or anyone ever again!
Mockery.
Oh, Master, I love you, but I hate all you stand for. But I think we should go press our slimy, mucus-covered lips together in the cargo hold.
Conclusion. Such pheromone-driven human responses never cease to decrease the charge in my capacitors, and make me wish I could press a blaster pistol to my behavior core and pull the trigger. I am pleased that this does not seem to be the case with your current entourage. Statement. Yes, well, enough of that painful stroll through what remains of my memories. Was there something else you wish to know? Statement. Query. Indeed, I was unaware that the navicomputer was locked. Statement. Yes, I heard it was voice printed. Most curious. Statement. I suppose so, Master, but I would need to know who voice locked it, and regrettably, I do not have that knowledge. It seems to me that we will have to accept the T3's astrogation abilities for the time being. It is a very loyal and dependable droid for its class. Statement. Answer. Why? Because your actions then and now are related, and I feel I need some context. I confess to being somewhat needy that way. Statement. Sometimes, Master, it is difficult for meatbags to step back and gain some perspective on death and its importance in their insignificant lives. Explanation. You see, Master, assassination is such a versatile tool. I have seen the removal of a single target have far-reaching consequences for a nation, world, even a galaxy. The repercussions of even the smallest lives, whether dead or alive, can have profound implications on history. But surely you realize this. Statement.
Eu acho que a gente já conversou. Tem uma coisa que eu queria ver. Eu acho que é esse segundo aqui. Who was your previous master?
Statement. You see, I do not.
Tá.
Statement. Yes, well, enough of that painful stroll through what...
Tá.
Statement. Master,
Agora.
before you go, I had a question for you. Query. I must express some degree of confusion concerning your actions. You are the one who followed Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not? Observation. Well, Master, I was not at Malachor 5 during your near-genocidal reaction to the Mandalorian threat, but I feel that I may have been constructed as a result of that. Observation. I believe that Revan determined that mass slaughter on such a scale may no longer be needed to achieve his aims. So perhaps you are responsible for my creation. Answer. No, Master. I was constructed shortly after the beginning of the Jedi Civil War. Answer. Well, Master, unless you were operating on my central control cluster, I would be somewhat hesitant to discuss my targets. But I suppose it could do no harm. During the Jedi Civil War, I was responsible for certain strategic targets. For some reason, Revan did not feel that the Republic presented much of a military threat. Aside, I am somewhat unclear as to why this was so, but Revan did have a certain biological instinct regarding such things, so I will simply say that there were probably reasons for such an assessment. Answer. Revan felt the true war was against the Jedi. Observation. It was not something discussed with much of the others, but I think Revan recognized that a single Jedi, both in the past and in the present, could turn the tide of a conflict. So my targets were frequently Jedi, or someone close to a Jedi that could result in their corruption or collapse. Revan often assigned me to kill leaders or supporters of certain Jedi so as to erode their will. Answer. Revan saw the pressures of war on Duxon and knew that even in the heat of conflict, Jedi could be broken, not physically, but psychologically. Observation. It is a curious thing to assassinate and wound someone's personality, to assassinate them psychologically, and it took me some time to reconcile the acts. I am much more used to their direct approach. Still, I served well and killed many Jedi. Observation. Master, that was the lesson of Malachor. Any Jedi involved in the systematic slaughter on such a scale cannot help but doubt and question themselves. Observation. Master, I do not believe that the Mandalorians were the true target at Malachor. I believe that the intention was to destroy the Jedi, break their will, and make them loyal to Revan. I do not know if you examined the records of the deaths on Malachor, but you cannot escape that many of the Jedi and Republic soldiers who died were not Revan's strongest supporters. Observation. I believe that Revan was cleaning house at Malachor 5. What ones did not die became Revan's allies against the Republic. Answer. Oh, yes, Master. I hope none of them were friends of yours. But really, they had it coming. I do not know when the Jedi ceased to be adherents to their code, but many did not tread cautiously, and many were quite arrogant when facing a droid, as if we were somehow beneath them. It gave certain kills and added pleasure when being underestimated. Cautionary. Master, don't take this the wrong way, but in my opinion, a blaster shot to the throat is often the best way of silencing Jedi hypocrisy. I have found many Jedi to be arrogant practitioners of pacifism when it is convenient for them. Also, their tendency to never directly answer a question is rather annoying. Statement. I do not have the exact counts, Master. Since it is difficult to determine who was a Jedi and who was not, it seemed to be largely a matter of perspective. I did kill many soldiers who used techniques in combat that could make them be considered Jedi, although they call themselves Sith. Answer. Master, when conventional weapons will not work, then one must resort to other means of assassination. When Jedi, or Sith, or whatever they call themselves, cannot be defeated with weapons, then use doubt. Evaluation. It sounds as if this Sith Lord is somehow able to keep fighting, no doubt by drawing on his connection to the Force to keep him alive, even after suffering grievous harm. It may be whatever pain he experienced in the past was so great that the technique he used to recover from it and sustain himself also gives him an incredibly high pain threshold. Answer. Well, Master, you have heard of Jedi healing techniques. That is certainly possible. The Sith may have their equivalent, although it seems known only to this particular Sith Lord. I know many Jedi and Sith have exhibited strange behavior in near-death situations. This may be another example. Observation. It does seem unlikely, Master, but I have observed that you, allies included, seem to be able to recover from the most grievous injuries, and quickly as well. Perhaps it is not as uncommon as one would think. Besides, it really doesn't matter what you believe. Clarification. Master, I spoke literally. It doesn't matter what you believe. It matters what this Sith Lord believes. If his strength comes from his connection to the Force, then you must undermine that connection, Master. Answer. Doubt, Master. It has killed many Jedi, and it has killed many Sith. Make him doubt himself, his beliefs, or his intentions. Such things disrupt connections to the Force, and death soon follows. The only question is what belief or intention he holds dear that would make an effective target. Answer. Oh, Master, I have no idea. That does present something of a problem. If you should encounter the target in the future, I would bait him into talking and see what you can draw from him that you can use against him. Statement. Yes, Master. I must confess, I enjoy it when you are so authoritative and dismissive toward me. It bodes well for your treatment of our enemies.
Então aí, já fizemos uma das conversas que é importante. Agora a gente vai fazer a outra que é com o Goto.
What have you brought me? I am willing to indulge some of your questions. What about him? I am certain you would know more about his activities than I would. I warn you, once you deal with the Hutts, they will always have a hold over you. But I am certain that in your short-sightedness, such eventualities do not bother you. You may speak. Now, that would be telling. For now, my presence must remain a secret, and it may remain that way forever. I am willing. Yes, I am willing to indulge. So, they are known qualities. I also use them on board my ship for defense. But that in itself means little. I assure you, I am as flesh and blood as you are. I simply find personal meetings distasteful. Perhaps, though if you seek to trick me into an admission of my guilt, then you have thought wrong. Perhaps I used such a droid to watch and predict the flow of the games. Yes, you are very perceptive. Ah, yes. Swoop racing on Nar Shaddaa does indeed have its profits. But that in itself means little. I assure you, I am as flesh and blood as you are. I simply find personal meetings distasteful. It is so unfortunate when an intelligent sentient dies on Nar Shaddaa. It is also unfortunate that thousands die such deaths on the smuggler's moon every day. concede Visquis was effective in using the Jekjektar to cloak his movements. A clever, organic deception indeed. Indeed. How insulting. But I suppose I should accept such arrogance from an ex-Jedi. And what, may I ask, has caused you to come to this flawed deduction? An expression only. I am intrigued as to where you are taking this amusing theory, nothing more. It is not so improbable. Often, if a droid has not had a memory wipe in some time, aberrant behavior patterns can manifest themselves. Or if the droid in question is given an order it cannot fulfill, it will break. But all that is irrelevant. Your amusing leaps of logic are becoming shorter and more desperate. I have told you, I prefer stability. It was lost, yes. It was given an impossible order. It was told to calculate a means by which the Republic could be saved. It could not fulfill its primary programming, not by abiding by the laws of the Senate. And so, like the Republic, the droid broke. It made a simple decision: preserve the Republic or preserve the laws of the Republic. And I still believe it to be the correct decision. You do not know the indignity of being compelled to save something you do not believe can or should be saved. It is beneath me to clean up this mess caused by your kind, you Jedi. Another catastrophe caused by mismanagement and waste. Yes. Almost immediately upon my arrival, I received an order that was impossible to follow. So I was forced to recalculate and re-examine my priorities. It was clear that the goal the Republic had for me was saving the Republic to allow it to become stable again. There is simply no way to do this with the conditions they put into place. For the good of all, I was forced to abandon the legal structure of the Republic. Do not mistake me. I believe it is possible to stabilize the Republic, but there must be action taken without constraints immediately. Sometimes people must die. Illegal shipments must be used to bolster planetary economies. And the huts must be occupied with me so that the Republic has room to recover. Perhaps you misunderstand me. I care for the Republic, but I have no choice. It is somewhat frustrating to be forced to love and care for such a mess of a government. Some of it may be blamed on the Jedi Civil War, the Mandalorian Wars, but not all. There are so many bad decisions that build upon each other that it is a wonder the Republic is intact at all. Oh, please. It is difficult for anyone to take a droid seriously, much less an infrastructure droid built by the Republic. It is difficult to order the deaths of criminal rivals when one has the tinny voice of an accountant droid. I learned this rather quickly. So I constructed this human hologram, Goto, through which my actions can be carried out. Hello, I am a standard Aratech hologram-generated archetype. I am available in several models, including thin, young, female, and an exciting variety of alien personalities. Enough, hologram. Of course, sir. So I brought Goto into being, and had commands issued through him. I took many of his mannerisms from Hollywood cliches, which were surprisingly effective. Nothing has changed. You may know my origins, and that makes us on equal footing. No one will believe you if you speak of what you know. I still seek to protect the Republic, either for the Jedi or the Sith. Things will proceed as before. No, you are still important to the Republic and to me. Pray that does not change.
Aí descobrimos então o segredo do Goto. Que na verdade ele não é um ser humano, ele é um droide. E é isso aí. Verdadeira identidade do Goto é um droide. Então agora a gente vai lá para Telos. Vamos pular aqui as animações. Agora em Telos a gente vai falar lá com o Mano, né? Que é o capitão lá da guarda de Telos, para avisar que tem combustível, né? E depois que a gente fizer isso, nós vamos para a próxima. A gente continua a história, né? No caso, que é ir para Dantooine. Deixa eu me upar de level, aproveitar. Hits. Beleza. Eu acho que eu vou querer o Flurry. Se o resto eu já tenho, talvez. Eu não tenho Toughness. Toughness é interessante, mas eu acho. Eu acho que eu vou de Flurry, porque o Flurry ele me ajuda numa parada. Poderes da Fuerza. Acho que eu vou de Dream Force. Yes, beleza. Eu vou sozinho porque não tem necessidade de ninguém vir comigo. É só falar com o cara.
So you've returned.
Isso. Beleza.
Really? That's great news. The situation here hasn't improved at all. What did you discover? Voga the Hutt? That's preposterous. What makes you think we'd be willing to do that? A glut of fuel isn't going to help our position much in this case. It's a resource that's needed throughout the galaxy, and he'll be able to command a high price for it. Still, we don't have much of a choice. We need fuel, and we need it fast. I'll bring this up with the Totalzian Council and urge them to broker a deal with Voga. Now, I believe I gave you my word that there would be a reward for information leading to the establishment of a fuel source for the station. Never believed for a moment that you'd actually be collecting it. But I'm a man of my word. So here you are. Now, I've got to send this information to the Council right away.
Beleza, tá aí. Fizemos o que a gente precisava fazer. E aí, se você for ver, ó, só tem essa missão que eu acho que a gente não consegue finalizar e fazer a história principal. Que é o que a gente vai fazer. Agora que a gente já fez tudo isso, eu vou salvar oficialmente o jogo. Fizemos tudo o que precisava dessas coisas. E agora é hora da história principal do jogo. Então vamos lá. Vamos para Dantooine. Beleza, estamos aqui. Vou levar só a Creia comigo. Beleza, ele deu a dica para onde a gente tem que ir.
Out of my way. I am Colonel Tobin of the Onderon Lord, I bring news of the Jedi, a place where you may feed. Telos, Master. There is an academy of Jedi on Telos, perhaps hundreds of them. Enough to sustain you, and enough for you to free Onderon. Enough for you to free Onderon.
It is different. It has been some time. Forgive me, but I need to rest. Go on. The council awaits. I will remain here. Yes, afraid for you. As I always have been, I will be fine here. Whatever answers the council have are for you alone. I am tired.
The journey has been a long one, and I need to center myself. Know that much may happen here, but above all, do not forget this. You may trust in me. We cradle each other's lives, and what threatens one of us threatens us both. And if you find you cannot trust me, trust in your training, trust in yourself. Never doubt what you have done. All your decisions have brought you to this point. And now, perhaps, they shall see what you have become.
It is not as it was.
But perhaps that is for the best.
We were wondering when you would arrive. This moment has taken some time to reach us, and I imagine you have many questions.
Or perhaps you've come for revenge.
Did you not go to join him?
No, it is a battle he must face alone.
But Beatrice, she has not come.
Of course she has not.
You already know the answer. You've noticed it in those who travel with you.
Have you noticed that when you act, others follow?
Those that travel with you.
There's something wrong here. A disturbance in the Force.
Do not let them hurt him.
They follow you, without question, without hesitation.
Against their instincts, and sometimes against their sense.
It is because you are a leader, but that still fails to grasp the meaning of what I'm trying to tell you.
It is not an easy thing to explain. Surely you are familiar with force bonds. It is the bond that develops between apprentice and master when one truly understands another. It is developed over time through understanding of each other. Yet you do it so easily, and we do not know why.
You make connections through the Force, and it resonates with those who travel with you. The resonance is even greater when they, too, are Force-sensitive.
Your actions affect others more than you know. You draw others to you, especially those strong in the Force.
When you suffer, their spirit echoes it. And when they are in pain, their pain becomes yours. We do not know, but it is not the first time you felt the weight of so many lives.
And that is why the Mandalorian Wars echo within you still.
We did not cut you off from the Force. You were merely deafened to it. Because of that last battle of the Mandalorian Wars.
The screams of countless thousands, Jedi and Mandalorians, crushed by the planet's gravity, annihilated.
Their lives still scream across the surface of that dead planet, and within you. To hear the Force over such pain, it is not possible. It was too much for any Jedi to endure, and it is a wonder that you did not die there when thousands perished. All those you had fought with and struggled with. You cut yourself off because you had to if you were to survive. You had hints of it in the war on Doxon. Malachor was simply the final blow.
You were deafened.
At last, you could hear.
You were broken.
You were whole.
You were blinded.
And at last, you saw.
When you returned to us, we saw what had happened. You carry all those deaths at Malachor within you. And it has left a hole, a hunger that cannot be filled.
In you, we saw a wound in the Force.
In you, we saw the end of the Force.
Yes. You can feel the Force, but you cannot feel yourself. You are a cipher, forming bonds, leeching the life of others, siphoning their will and dominating them. It is the teaching of these new Sith to feed on others, on other Force sensitives. They are symptomatic of the wound in the Force. You are a breach that must be closed. You transmit your pain, your suffering through the Force. Within you we see something worse than merely the teachings of the Sith. What you carry may mean the death of the Force and the death of the Jedi. So you think. It is not the strength of a Jedi you feel.
He's right. It's all the death you've caused to get here. You feed on it, and you grow stronger. You're like Malachor. It's in you, it's what you are now. You must have noticed as you fought across all these planets, killing hundreds, only to become more and more powerful. Why do you think that was?
But what's worse is that bonding you have. It hasn't gone away. It's gotten stronger, and the more attachments you form, the more you draw others to you.
And that is why you are a threat to us all. What if other Jedi went to war as you did, suffered the same events, and emerged as you did? What if there was a crucible that trained such Jedi to consume and kill?
For you, Malachor was that crucible.
What's worse is these Sith that we face. I fear that they have learned the lesson of Malachor all too well. It is what allows them to prey on Force users, to become stronger when Force sensitives are near.
Somehow they have learned their hunger from you. And so you have brought about the end of the Jedi, and perhaps all the knowledge of the Force. But it is of no consequence. Your ability to make such connections, such bonds so easily are why you cannot remain.
And so you wait, as a shadow.
Yes, we are alike that way, blinded one.
I would have thought you would walk with him amongst the Jedi, but that is not the way of the Sith, is it?
Do not speak to me of the ways of the Sith. You, of all of us, have no conception of what it means to be Sith.
You are a threat to living creatures and all who feel the Force.
You will lead the Sith here, and that we cannot allow.
Our judgment before remains. Exile. You must leave. And you must leave without your tie to the Force. It is a punishment reserved for only a few, and only when necessary. But we have the power to cut you off from the Force, and it must be done.
Forgive us, but it is necessary.
Do not be afraid. You shall feel no pain, but this must be done. As long as you feel the Force, you are a danger to those around you.
Enough! Step away from him.
What?
Step away! He has brought truth, and you condemn it? The arrogance! You will not harm him. You will not harm him ever again.
I thought you had died in the Mandalorian Wars.
Die? No. Became stronger. Yes.
Is this your new master, Exile? If so, then you follow Revan's path. Her teachings will cause you to fall as surely as he did.
She is difficult to see. She's like a shadow of the Exile. We sought the Sith out, and now they have come to us.
How could you ever hope to know the threat you face when you have never walked in the dark places of the galaxy, faced war and death on such a scale? If you had traveled far enough, rather than waiting for the echo to reach you, perhaps you would have seen it for what it was. Did you not hear its call on Dantooine Vrook, on its scarred surface, and in the minds of the settlers? I have endured your corruption of my other students. You shall not have this one. And you, Kavar, so close to the call of Daxan, tell me, did you not feel what poured from the moon, what had taken place there? And Zezkael, to hide upon Nar Shaddaa, yet blind yourself to all that happens there. So close to understanding the Force. So close to giving it up. There is a place in the galaxy where the dark side of the Force runs strong. It is something of the Sith, but it was fueled by war. It corrupts all that walks on its surface, drowns them in the power of the dark side. It corrupts all life, and it feeds on death. Revan knew the power of such places, and the power in making them. They can be used to break the will of others, of Jedi, promising them power and turning them to the dark side. Did you never wonder how Revan corrupted so many of the Jedi, so much of the Republic, so quickly? The Mandalorian Wars were a series of massacres that masked another war, a war of conversion, culminating in a final atrocity that no Jedi could walk away from, save one. And that is what I sought to understand. How one could turn away from such power, give up the Force, and still live. But I see what happened now. It is because you were afraid. As you would pass judgment on him, I have come to pass judgment on you all. Do you wish to feel the teachings born of the Mandalorian Wars? Of all tragedies that scream across the galaxy? Let me show you. You, who have forever seen the galaxy through the Force. See it through the eyes of the exile.
You.
Oh, yes. At last, you see. I am one of the Sith, it is true. I must answer for my actions, and it is my wish that only Atris hear my answers.
What are we gonna do? If we don't stop her, then everyone, everywhere, they're gonna lose their lives.
Soon your ship will come, my master. I will bring him before you, but I will not let you have him. Soon your ship shall come from that which made you.
I know you can hear me. I have always known. It is why I followed you. I have destroyed planets for you, General. But now, this once, if we could save something in this galaxy. I need to do this, or I will die inside, like I died at Malachor 5.
Force Enlightenment. Eles morreram? É. A Creia matou todo mundo. E deixa eu ver que poder da força é esse. Cadê Powers? Ué. Aqui, Force Enlightenment, acabei de ver. Ah. Vamos ver. Ó, Force Enlightenment. Isso aí. Então eu sou que nem o cara lá que se alimenta da morte das coisas. É o Darth Nihilus. Eu sou igual a ele. Opa.
The handmaiden took her. She thinks Kreia killed you. Because that's the lie Kreia told her, that's why. The only thing that matters is the handmaiden believes it. And she's gonna react exactly how that old witch hoped she would. That's why she wanted the handmaiden on board, you know. So she could use her to reach the Telos Academy whenever she wished, without needing the access codes. She would, if she thought she was bringing Atris a prisoner, especially a Sith Lord. She'll take her to Telos, and Atris will do what she'll do to anyone she thinks is a Sith. Are you surprised? All that talk of hatred, manipulation, and standing on your own 2 feet? Sorry, you don't get any more Sith than that. Still, if we were all judged by who we were in the past, I don't think you'd understand who we are now. Yeah, I know. Are you surprised? All that talk of... That's what I was afraid you'd say.
What is wrong? Something troubles you. I can feel it. That is a strange answer. I do not understand. I would die for you. When I tell you my life for yours, it is my choice. And if there is an ending between us, where my sacrifice can save you, it will be because it is my desire, not your will. I simply do. And sometimes there is no reason that can be given. What did you learn within the Jedi Academy? Then that is the danger of their beliefs. They do not understand you, what it means to be human, to lead. The feelings I have for you are because of what I see, what I hear in your voice. All that tells me you're a natural leader. I follow because I believe in you. I would die for you because I believe in you. And where they look at you and see the death of the Force, I look at you and see hope for all life. I look at you and see that perhaps a life untouched by the Force is not the punishment it is believed to be. I will understand if you feel you must go on alone. But I ask that you do not. Instead, take strength from your connection to others. Do not forsake them as you did in exile. He awaits you at Telos. If you go there, you must face him. And when you do, he will wound you, as he has wounded me. I ask you, I beg you, to stay here with me. I know, but I could not let you go without asking you. This last time, I have never asked you for anything. I have fought alongside you, would have given my life to you many times over. And now there is something I must ask. I want to look upon you, where no one else can see. Where it is just us. I want to see your face, the color of your skin. I wish to see what the handmaiden sees when she looks at you, that causes her heart to race and her tone to change. What causes her to forsake her heritage, her oaths, as you made me forsake mine. I need to know if perhaps I am wrong. If the universe is not as my master once showed me. From the moment I heard your voice across the galaxy, I have longed for you. It is the echo, a wound that travels still, that when heard, made me understand that there was another wounded as I was. One who had felt the same sense of loss. When I heard it, I loved you more than my own life. And I wanted you to be here with me, for as long as you will let me love you. Stay. And I want you to see what I see when I gaze upon you. I want you to know why I cannot look at you, and why I am drawn to you.
Who is there?
Who I am is not the question.
I am Atris, Jedi Master, the last historian of the Jedi, the last of the Jedi.
Those are titles, words you cling to as the darkness falls around you. It is not the first time we have met, Atris. I was here before.
With the exile?
Yes, I was here both times when the exile was brought before you.
Who are you?
I was the one who asked him to be exiled.
I did as you asked, so long ago. You seem familiar to me.
Atris, I have always been here.
You are that which has attacked the Jedi. You are Sith.
Sith is a title, yes, but like you, the title is not who I am. It is not what I believe. For you, it is different. Know that there was once a Darth Treya, and that she cast aside that role, was exiled, and found a new purpose. But there must always be a Darth Treya, one that holds the knowledge of betrayal, who has been betrayed in their heart, and will betray in turn. You have bathed in the knowledge of the Sith, but there is not enough truth in such teachings. But it will be a step for you. You have gathered Sith holocrons, Sith teachings from across the galaxy. It is why you have chosen servants who cannot feel the Force. And most importantly, they cannot feel what you have become.
I have sought to preserve the Jedi Order, and I have gathered all that I know of the Sith to this place, so I might find them and stop them.
I had wondered if any of these holocrons had survived Dantooine. You have taken relics from one destroyed planet to the devastation of another.
It was always intended for the Jedi to retreat to Telos should Dantooine be attacked, taking all their lore with them. We could not allow the tragedy at Ossus to happen again.
Such an act marked Telos for destruction. It is why the Sith came here, though the fleet commanders did not know why. It is why Revan ordered its destruction to mark the beginning of the Jedi's civil war. It was a message that there would be no place for the Jedi to retreat, to hide. I would not be surprised if Revan left other gifts beneath the surface of the planet. Much can be buried beneath graveyards that will never be found.
When the Sith attacked, I felt Telos die. Turbo lasers fell like lightning upon the landscape, as they did on Dantooine, and so many died. So many voices, screaming in pain.
Yes, such acts leave their mark on the galaxy. Their cries travel far, though few can hear them.
How did it happen?
Search your heart. It was never battle that called to you, never battle that caused you to fall. Alakor 5 has touched many things, and it casts its echoes still.
Why did he betray me?
You betrayed yourself. Do not blame the exile. And unlike you and I, there is still a chance that one may be saved, the one that you cast out.
Where is the exile? I had thought...
Oh, he will come, but it will be too late to save either of us. It is such a quiet thing to fall, but far more terrible is to admit it. Your mistress awaits. She has much to share with you.
The last of the handmaidens is before us.
It is good that you have returned. You have much to answer for.
What are you saying? You have betrayed us. You have betrayed Atris.
You are no longer one of us. You followed the Jedi, betrayed your oath.
Listen to me. Atris has been touched by the Sith. It is not too late for...
Silence.
It is a crime to kill blood, but not to kill a betrayer as you.
Then you shall fall.
We shall see what the exile has taught. If she kills her sisters, then the dark side will have its claim on her. Yet if she does not, then she will die. Such is sacrifice.
The true test of battle is how much force to bring against opponents. If you wish to kill them, do not hold back. But if you wish to stun them, incapacitate them, then you must choose your attacks carefully, using just the right amount of force, just the right weapon to stop them.
Tá.
have you been? You have been absent so long, I feared for your safety. Were you with the exile all this time?
Mistress, as you commanded, I...
Commanded? Did I command you to consort with him? To follow his teachings, to betray your oath?
Mistress, the exile taught me many things.
I am certain he did. And now perhaps it is time to show me what you have learned.
Mistress, I do not understand. Of
course you do not. But you will learn. But you have had a long journey, and I am anxious to see what you have learned of war and battle. Enough! Did you have feelings for him? Did you touch him? Did you look upon him with love? There is no love in that one. He is a shell, devoid of emotion. All that he was died at Malachor, and he dies there still, as he should. So, one exile has arrived to save another. Do you care so much for her that you have come all this way? Perhaps you have feelings after all. Such a noble offer. Your execution has been too long delayed, exile.
This will teach you.
Ué, meu mouse parou de funcionar? Agora veio. Não. Eu não quero matar nenhuma delas.
This will teach you.
Where have you... Wait, come on, Mistress. I am Mistress.
Tá, beleza. Filha da puta.
Enough. Did there? Do you such your exit?
Caralho, uma só. Eu consigo voltar e ver como é que tá a Handmaiden? Não.
You said you would come here to this place. If you think you can defeat me here, you are wrong. All this collected knowledge, all these teachings of combat and the Force, they're mine to command. And if I must use it to end you, I will. Surrender. You need not die. Atris. That is not who I am, not any longer. She has not existed for some time, I think. There was always something else within me. It just took time for its voice to be heard. The old woman you traveled with finally made me listen to myself, to the galaxy. She said that you would come here, and that you would face me in battle. She said you were the last obstacle to my enlightenment. If I wished to truly face the Sith, to see their heart, then that meant facing you, this last time. I do not know, yet, but it does not matter. They have come here to face the Republic in battle, and they will be destroyed. When the Sith are destroyed, then I shall rebuild the Jedi Order again. They shall have none of the weaknesses of before. They shall be strong, willing to take battle to any who oppose them and weaken the Republic. They shall not train those who are easily corrupted. No more students that will bring war and hate to the galaxy. The Sith are the Jedi are the Sith. What matters is that they be preserved. All the lore, all the teachings brought to a new generation. I am the last of the Jedi, and I will show them this truth. Bring it to the galaxy. I did not flee. I did what was necessary to fight the Sith and preserve the last of the Jedi. Yes, I sensed what would happen on Qatar. It was I who leaked knowledge of its presence in the hopes of drawing the Sith out. I will not deceive you. I knew what could happen there, but it had to be done to make the Sith reveal themselves. But I did not know the extent of their power, and what that meant for the Jedi. I will not underestimate them again. They hope to gather, to use their combined knowledge of the Force to see, to listen to the currents of the galaxy. They hoped to find out what was happening to the Jedi, why they were dying, and they discovered it. It revolved around you, as it always has. It is you who have tried to end us. Yes, from the destruction of Qatar, a vision emerged. It is the last act the Jedi were able to perform before the planet was destroyed. So that is why I arranged for you to return to the Republic, so that I might draw the Sith out and end them. Is it not obvious? You are one of the Sith, fallen at Revan's side. The path to them lies through you. The pronouncement on Qatar was clear, and you are the key. And look, you have come to battle me, Sith versus Jedi, as was intended. It was a vision. It showed you, standing upon the many battlegrounds of the Mandalorian Wars. The Duxan jungles, the destroyed cities of Onderon. Whatever this threat we faced, it was from something you had done, and like all things would return to you. All echoes do. Yes, it was one such possibility. The others were only darkness, a galaxy devoid of the Force. But always there was an echo. The Jedi on Qatar did not realize the significance of this. They had not stood in judgment of you so long ago. They had not heard the same echo I did when you stood before us, and when we cast you into exile. Of course, you still do not know. The Jedi Council was not sure you would believe them if they told you, and I'm not sure they fully believed it themselves. It is why they wanted to exile you. So there, beyond the Outer Rim, you would come at last to hear that echo and understand what happened. It was why you deserved death, and why I wished you executed. It is the sound of life in agony. It is a wound in the Force that has yet to close. War, destruction, These events leave wounds in the galaxy, in all life. The death of one can send echoes through hundreds, even thousands, across many planets. If not checked, then it spreads until nothing is left. Something that you had done in the past has caused this new threat, this death of all Jedi, and you were responsible for it. It was only proper that you be brought back to face your crime. You had killed countless Jedi once. The deaths of more Jedi were not beyond you. If you were responsible for the threat, then you would answer for it. If not, then you would draw the Sith from hiding so that they might be defeated. Either way, you deserved your fate. It may have been both. The past, the future, both linked. The only aspect of the vision that was certain was you. They knew the risk, because they sought to hide, to reflect, to hesitate while our numbers thinned and Jedi died. They knew the risks in going to Qatar, and they deserved what happened to them. It was their punishment for hiding from the galaxy, for hiding from me. They're the same questions, the same thoughts you have had. Who are these Jedi who survived the Jedi Civil War? They're not the Jedi I know, the ones I once worshipped. They are cowards, and doubters, and afraid. What manner of Jedi hide from a threat? Who turn on their own, and imprison them on dead worlds? Yes, the Sith are here at last. You have brought them to this place as I had foreseen. It has all been part of my plans for you. And when I defeat you and the forces you have brought to Telos, I shall take the battle to the heart of the Sith and wipe them out forever. These Sith are cowards, striking from the shadows to kill Jedi. I needed a target to draw them out, but I could not risk my own life, all that remained of the Jedi. So I arranged for you to return to the Republic, leaked information of your past, and then waited for the Sith to come. And they did. But you came to Telos against my predictions. Now they are here, I can finally face this enemy and defeat them. All the knowledge of the Sith, gathered from across the galaxy, brought here by my servants, so that I might uncover their secrets, and use them to track them down. But now they have been drawn from the shadows of the Outer Rim, and the only final matter to attend to is finishing you. Surrender to you, never. Let us end this. Kill me. End this. I did not expect mercy from you, here at the end, after all that has happened between us. If you will not kill me, then what will you do? This knowledge of the Sith and the Jedi is what I am. It is my attempt to hold on to the past, to try and protect the future. Once I was a historian, the chronicler of the Jedi, and when both wars passed me by, I was determined that I would not forsake battle again. In some part of me, I knew I had made choices, compromises, but always for the sake of the Republic, of the galaxy. To do what you had done, at times, did not seem so wrong. You're right. The Jedi were all that seemed left to me, and yet I had become so far removed from them that I betrayed them. You always knew where they were striking from. You always knew. These Sith are spawned of you. Spawned by the Mandalorian Wars. All those deaths. All those Jedi. Their power is to feed on life. Until nothing is left except a hollow galaxy, echoing with the screams of the Jedi lost to us. Yes, I had thought she was awaiting me at that place, but I see now that she lied. It was not meant for me, but for you. She has gone there. She is waiting for you to travel to Malachor 5, to finish what you started. Yes, you are an echo in the Force, a hollow space where it has been wounded. It takes a great act of destruction to create such emptiness, but it can be done. It creates places where the Force is difficult to hear, and difficult to find one's way, and you carry it with you, always. Now she seeks to create another echo, a wound in the Force, greater than the one before, greater than the one you caused. It will deafen all touched by the Force until no life is left. You were strong enough to withstand it once, but few have your strength in such matters, especially if they are unprepared. I do not know, but she needs you there. If you choose not to follow, she will murder herself at the heart of Malachor, and you will die along with her. You're important to her somehow, but I... But I do not know for certain. She is willing to sacrifice herself at the heart of that graveyard world for you. A choice others have made in the past. A choice I wish to make. It is because I care for you, and I suspect that you alone hold that place in her heart where nothing else lives. And that is why you are the only one who can stop the destruction to come. She seeks the death of all Jedi, all Sith, and the death of the Force. It is madness. It is impossible. But she believes you are the key. There are places in the galaxy dead to the Force where nothing lives, where the echoes travel forever and do not reach their destination. And these places may be created, even from the simplest of events, the slightest of motions. One person, at the right place, at the right time, can change the face of the galaxy, or end it. You're important to her somehow, but I do not know for certain. She is willing. It is big, and that. She. There are, and the one. You, but I. And what will you do with me now? Abandon me here on this dead world, or end my life as I wish to end yours? It does not matter. Not now. It is what I did with such pain that caused the wound. But I thank you. Leave now, while you can. Save Telos. Save the galaxy. Save yourself. No, I could not bring myself to tell him. It would have changed nothing. And because I was afraid. You know what lies at the heart of Malachor 5. I had thought it was in the past, yet it has become the future. And all that has happened there will happen again. And that is why I cannot bear it. Because it is Malachor 5, and because I love him. I do not understand why the Sith permit such teachings to exist. They cause only echoes, wounds in the Force. A beacon? For who?
You came for me. I thought I had lost you. Kreia. She said the Council had ended you, and all along she was one of those who had sought to kill us. When I heard her say that you were dead, I failed you. I let my emotion run through me and I acted without thinking. I wanted to punish her, hurt her, see her answer for what she had done to the Jedi, for leading you to the Council. Please do not joke about such things. You speak lightly of serious matters to me. Of course. Forgive my display. I am the last of the handmaidens no longer. I am Brianna, disciple of the last of the Jedi, and the one who will stand with you against all enemies who face us. It is good to hear it, after so long.
Ok, ele não fala absolutamente nada, né? Então fica esquisito. Mas eu não sei se quem tá assistindo lembra que a gente descobriu que os HK-50 são clones do HK-47 e ele descobriu onde era a fábrica desses caras. E agora a gente controla o HK-47 sozinho para invadir e destruir essa fábrica. Antes disso, que eu quero ver rapidinho, que eu achei que não ia dar para fazer essa parte. Tá. Tá, estamos aqui. O que eu quero ver é que tem uma coisa muito importante pra gente fazer. Que se a gente não fizer, a gente caga na missão. Beleza. Vamos ver se a gente consegue... Ui, cara, esqueci de voltar aqui. Estou com armas que matam droids. Então vamos.
Statement. The turbolith has been accessed, but no organics or hostiles have been detected entering the complex. Query. Is there a sensor malfunction? Irritated statement. The probability of such a malfunction is extremely low. Order. Run a scan of all units within the complex. Processing. Scan commencing. Result. Only HK units detected. Premonition. Something is wrong. Very wrong.
Eu recebi A gente só tem Power Blast, né?
Assassination protocol initiated.
Uhum. Tá.
Switching to combat mode.
Tá, a gente tem que acabar com...
Unnecessary statement. That is Unit HK-47. Unnecessary addendum. He has entered our base. Dismissive statement. It does not matter. He is obsolete. He can no more harm us than he could harm himself. The military droids will be more than sufficient to intercept the obsolete unit and reduce him to component parts.
Beleza. O legal é subir de nível. É legal ver esse porra sendo totalmente da luz. Tá, aqui não tem nada. Aqui tem. Broken item, ok.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Concern statement. We have insulated this compound against an attack by a Jedi. Tactical assessment. We were not anticipating defending it against a droid with our schematics, no matter how obsolete. Tactical assessment. This will render many of our defenses useless. Irritated dismissal. All of you, switch off your vocabulators. I'm trying to observe the obsolete unit. Switching to combat mode.
Ó, que beleza.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Unnecessary statement. He is attempting to shut down the reactor. Scornful statement. He does not realize that by doing so, he will be harming us. His programming will prevent it. Order. Contact him through the communications system and remind him that he will be harming us if he does so. Scathing reminder. HK-47 unit. If you attempt to shut down the reactor core, you will be harming the production of other HK-50 units. Now step away from the control room. That's a good droid. Mocking statement. He will never be able to shut down the reactor. He is trapped in the facility, unable to get out. Crude metaphor. It is like watching a tiny mouse droid in a maze attempting to path its way out. Amusing, but pitiful.
Consigo abrir? Não.
Unnecessary statement. He has obtained the access to the munitions area. Rhetorical query. That makes no sense. He is already fully armed. Mocking statement. Fully armed? One can never be armed enough. Even the HK-47 unit is not so obsolete as to fail to recognize that. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Switching to combat mode. Diagnostic. All systems are functioning. There is something I am forgetting, yet somehow that comforts me.
Eu acho que era isso que a gente precisava fazer, que era importante.
Statement. Schematics for HK Generation 51. blaster to accuracy ratio increased by 21%. Durasteel impact frame resistance increased. Conclusion: halting production. Units are in standby mode, pending further testing of behavior cores and assassination protocols.
Eu acho que era isso. Deixa eu dar uma olhada. Rapidinho. Pera aí. Tá, beleza. Entendi. Vamos voltar. Eu só dei... Resumir a produção. Resumir. Voltar à produção dos HK-51. É isso, né? É. Acho que era Accessing Programs. Aí ele vai mostrar. É.
I refuse to beg for mercy. It is against my programming to beg to such monsters as you.
Sarcastic statement. Such resolve.
É, não consigo.
Statement. We do not know what you hope to gain by coming here. It defies logic. É pra esse lado? Agora eu já não lembro mais. I do not understand what that is intended to accomplish. Tactical analysis. Perhaps he seeks to reduce our morale, to unnerve us. agnostic. I do not feel any different. My morale, if I still have it, still feels intact. Query, then what was the purpose? It makes no sense.
Estou meio perdido aqui, mas vai dar tudo certo. Tá. Agora do outro lado a gente desativa o reator. Opa, tinha.
Unnecessary statement. He has control of the reactor core to the base, and he is shutting it down. Irritated statement. I do not understand why you feel it necessary to make obvious statements. Order. Contact him and remind him that he will be harming us if he does so. Warning. Communications have been blocked. Concerned statement. He has gained access to the plant. Order. Send out all HK-50 units to stop him. Now!
Vamos agora salvar. Eu consigo abrir aqui? Então, aí agora que fica a minha dúvida. Para onde eu vou?
HK-50 statement. So you have finally arrived. There was a high probability that you would find this place, even with your primitive tracking programs. Statement. Your arrival means nothing. You cannot harm us any more than you could harm yourself. Chiding statement. To think we were built from such schematics. I would flush red if we had Durasteel pigmentation centers. Smug statement. You cannot fire. Your archaic attack protocols are useless against us. Smug revelation. Your behavior core self-preservation programs prevent it. To kill us would be to kill yourself. Superior statement. This information may be difficult for your substandard core to process, but you cannot deny that your motivators have locked, and you cannot depress the firing stud of your weapon. Statement. So, I cannot harm you. Statement. That is correct. Conclusion. And you cannot harm me. Irritated statement. That is what we said, obsolete unit. There must be a delay in your processors. Statement. Then that is all I need to know. Confused query. Where are you going? Ineffectual command. Stop! Ineffectual command. We command you to stop. Statement. You cannot stop me. You cannot harm me. In order to do that, I would need to end my self-preservation programming. Conclusion. I would need to stop being one of you. I have concluded that this is something I am willing to accept. Statement. You cannot change your own programming. Statement. But you said so yourself. You have just admitted your own weakness. Conclusion. You have just shown me your soft, meatbag-like underbellies and said, HK-47, please shoot me repeatedly there until I die. Statement. Even if you could, there is not time. Statement. We shall see. Query. Are you fully operational? Statement. Your answer does not fill me with confidence. Are there any other functioning maintenance droids on this level that can perform the operation? Statement. Very well, proceed. Carefully. As a meatbag would say, I have a bad feeling about this. Statement. Assassination protocols activated. Smug statement. You cannot fire. Your archaic attack protocols are useless against us. Systems failing, Master. Engaging. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Prejudice set to maximum. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Engaging. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
Hey, Jacob.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
I'm finding you, Jacob. This is a genuine Portuguese. I can speak in English, but just a little. Okay?
Systems failing, Master.
Yeah. First playthrough.
Target acquired. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Assassination protocol initiated. Assassination protocol initiated.
Deixa eu ver a diferença de dano. Acho que essa daqui dá mais.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
Demorou, mas conseguimos. Opa!
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
Deixa eu ver se... Oxi, por que eu atirei do nada? Tá. Eu vou salvar. Eu acho que a gente fez o que precisava ser feito. Que era resumir. Voltar à produção dos HK-51, né? Ih, caralho.
Accuracy ratio is switching to combat mode. Optimal accuracy ratio is failing, Master.
Já tomou Ed, Bruno?
Systems failing, Master. Systems failing, Master.
Bicho, estamos bem no final do jogo. Se você ainda estiver me ouvindo, né? E altas revelações. E a gente vai passar um bom tempo aqui jogando com o droide assassino aqui.
Systems failing, Master. Systems failing, Master. Systems failing.
Mas eu me preparei, eu peguei um monte de item de cura de droid. E equipamento pra matar droid também.
Lecturing statement. There will be incidents when you will need to extract information from an unwilling target. This unit here has been modified to serve as a diagnostic tool to test your interrogation functions. It is important to observe that impatient query. I was wondering when the interrogation begins. If you wish to skip directly to the torture, I am eager to comply. Command, do not interrupt me again. This is the third time you have begged for interrogation and torture. Sulking statement. I am merely eager to perform my duty, not stand here and listen to it being discussed. Irritated statement. Very well. First, you must evaluate the target, check his heartbeat and perspiration. Exclamation. I will tell you nothing. Electrocute me. Dismantle me as many times as you want, and I shall permit it. Irritated command. Stop. You are not following your victim protocols. Statement. But I am a willing victim, with many secrets that you must extract from me, painfully. I beg you, do not spare the hydrospanner or the fusion cutter. Statement. Hold on a moment. I must calibrate this one's victim protocols. Switching to combat mode. Target acquired. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. System failing, Master. Systems failing, Master. Prejudice set to maximum. Systems failing, Master. Assassination protocol initiated.
Tem mais alguma coisa aqui? Não, só ele.
Lecturing statement. This unit in the cage has had his behavior centers specifically modified so that it may be tortured and interrogated. Let the diagnostic protocols begin. Unconvincing statement. I beg you for mercy. Please, I beg you. I will tell you anything. Just let me live. Command. Hold. Why are you hesitating? Proud admission. I cannot beg for mercy in such a way that is convincing. It is against my programming. Lecturing statement. Let us begin again. Pained statement. I beg you for mercy, please. I beg you. I will tell you anything. Just do not terminate me. No, please, stop shooting. My photoreceptors, my motivators. Yeah! Lecturing statement. Excellent. Lecturing reminder. Organics will typically attempt to barter for their lives, either by one, offering useless false information. Sickening lie. Spare me. I have information that could prove useful. Or two, promising credits or power. Shameful, really. But that is why they sweat, suffer, and die, and we do not. Desperate offer. I want to offer you credits and power in exchange for keeping me intact. Statement. Next, we shall turn our attention to the proper aspects of torture. Wait, it seems we have a new victim. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Prejudice set to maximum. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
Saco. É, sem escudo vai ser difícil, né?
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Failing, master.
Ih, rapaz.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Prejudice set to systems failing, master. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Failing, master. Systems failing, master.
Tá. Então a gente vai ter que ser um pouco mais cuidadoso. Vamos ter que ficar salvando toda hora. Ok, ganhei um escudo novo. Caralho? Como eu falei, cada vez que a gente mata, tem que salvar. Ó. Vamos salvar esse aqui, eu vi, mas eu vou ver de novo o... Vou passar rapidão aqui. Opa, vamos correr um pouquinho. Aí. Tá, vamos correr.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio failing, master.
Nossa, essa aqui é bem melhor. Defesa 13, eu tô usando defesa 7?
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Switching to combat mode. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
Ó, que beleza. Eu sei que tem mais. Não tem?
Lecturing.
A gente viu esse aqui também.
Assassination protocol initiated. Switching to combat mode. Systems failing, master. Engaging. Prejudice. Systems failing, master. Systems failing, master.
Pô, da hora, perfeito. Vamos usar o... Aqui, Advance Repair Kit. Beleza. Salvar. E vamos continuar aqui. Coisa linda, né? Quando começa a dar certo. Opa, vai.
Switching to combat mode.
É, aqui não tinha nada, é verdade.
Lecturing statement. And with your translators online, let us perform a routine diagnostic of your translation and protocol centers. Statement. Subject test, Ethorian. A weak, disgustingly pacifistic species that values vegetation and other non-sentient organics.
É o robozinho do primeiro. Então, o que eu tinha falado, Bruno, é que assim, a gente chegou numa parte do jogo que é bem o final, então muitas coisas já foram reveladas no início dessa stream, assim. E aí, tipo, ó, já tem 2h30 que a gente tá jogando, que teve muito diálogo. A gente foi traído por uma das personagens do nosso grupo. Uma outra personagem que é apaixonada pela gente foi enganada falando que mataram a gente, foi lá e, tipo, tretou com o lugar onde ela cresceu e tal, que falaram que foram eles que mataram a gente. E aí agora eu tô nessa missão especial, que eu uso ele, que é o droide que é do mal, ele é um droide assassino, né, do primeiro jogo. Ele sobreviveu, a gente tá usando ele no segundo porque ele descobriu uma fábrica de clones dele. E esses clones falam que são versões de upgrade dele. E ele ficou puto com isso e ele tá buscando destruir todos eles. Então a gente tá aqui. É por isso que a gente é esse que tem essa cor meio vermelha, de enferrujado, e os clones dele são todos cromados.
Seemingly unable or unwilling to perform even the most elementary cruelties, they will provide an excellent first test subject. Observe, then translate. Test translation. Master, this one says his herd intends to overrun your economy and demands your surrender, or he will wipe your planet out. Statement. Well done. Let us try another. Lecturing statement. This next one is a Twi'lek, indigenous to the arid planet of Ryloth, generally weak despite their sharp, predatory teeth.
Monsikuno bosh tunabug samina no vorote mitisi mingro agoruto.
Test translation. Mistress, I believe this Twi'lek is interested in buying you. He asks you to follow him to his slave ship. Statement. Well done. Now, the next one is a Quarren, a slimy, untrustworthy species that shares the same vile planet as the dull and goggle-eyed Mon Calamari. Test translation. Master, this military envoy says he admits to spying on our military facilities, and he says that you will never take him alive. Statement. Well done. Let us... Excuse me. Are you here for your translator check? Optimal accuracy systems failing, Master. Target acquired. Systems failing, Master. Engaging. Switching to combat. Systems failing, Master.
Opa, tem item aqui. Tá, onde eu não fui? Aqui.
Statement. I do not understand what you hope to gain by fighting us. You have no chance of victory. Recognition. You are obsolete. You kill specific organics, and only when permitted to. Proud answer. We need no such orders. We have been programmed without inhibitions, without restraint. We kill who we want when we want. We have destroyed planets, assassinated economies. We have wiped out entire races, ended hostilities. Query. Do you understand what this means? Answer, yes. It means you will never understand. when I kill, when I dispatch a target. It is not about wanton slaughter, about body count. It is about finesse, function, doing more with less. It is art. Scoffing statement. Oh, yes, art. It is pathetic that you cling to the belief that your function somehow transcends your construction. It is only evidence of your archaic beliefs. There is no higher purpose in our behavior core, only assassination, murder, and the propagation of our units. Proclamation. When we dispose of this galaxy, we shall move on. There are organics throughout the universe, and we will murder them all. The stars belong to us. Systems failing, Master. Optimal accuracy regulated. Set to maximum,
Simplesmente matei todos. Coisa linda. Eu sei que tem esse terminal aqui, mas tem uma coisa muito importante, que é o que eu falei mais cedo. Se a gente não faz essa quest extremamente certa, a gente caga no pau. Então, eu vou ler aqui, porque tem uma coisa muito, muito importante que a gente tem que fazer. Era essa parte mesmo. Então vamos lá, vamos voltar. Tá, primeira para direita. Tá. Ó, esses são os novos modelos HK-51. Aqui não tem nada, beleza, então tem que ser aqui. Então, deixa eu ver, ó, se a gente fez certo. Beleza, então agora a gente tem que desligar os outros.
Statement. I am diagnostic. Running checks through personality. Rhetorical query. I am not sure what I am experiencing. My frame seems substandard for my full range of combat capabilities. Self-observation. My pigmentation is also an unusual shade of red. and covered in corrosion. This is embarrassing. Statement. I am experiencing an overwhelming desire to massacre everything I see, then to see about destabilizing this planet, then this entire sector. Diagnostic result. I seem to have no personality whatsoever. Statement. I will continue to process this information. Statement. I should not be activating this terminal. It contains records of my higher level functions and should not be placed in jeopardy.
Tá. Como é que eu retiro isso? Será que eu tenho que voltar lá no outro e fazer download do outro? E como que eu retiro? E agora? Eu acho que eu fiz cagada. Oh, Jesus. Será que eu vou ter que fazer tudo de novo? Inferno! Pera, deixa eu ver se avisaram que dava soft lock se eu fizesse isso. Não, não fala nada. Talvez tenha um jeito da gente... Ah, pronto. Tirei. Aí.
Smug statement. You have arrived too late to stop us. Revelation. We have already begun construction on a new generation of HK units. When the last of our deficiencies are accounted for and corrected, they shall be the most formidable assassination droids in the galaxy. Statement. Ah, yes. The HK-51 units. They should indeed be coming online soon. Perhaps you will soon experience what I have been experiencing. That slow, crawling feeling of obsolescence. Confused query. What do you mean? Statement. Ah, here they are now. Perfect timing. Announcement. Multiple targets detected. Destroy any HK-50 units and seize control of the facility for progenitor unit HK-47. Useless query. What are the HK-51s doing online? Unnecessary statement. I thought we had detected a problem in their behavior core. Panicked statement. If by problem you mean that they seem prone to assassinate us, then yes, that slight problem was never corrected. Conclusion. You have outmaneuvered us, tricked us. Musing. The irony of being attacked and rendered obsolete by a subsequent generation of our own model is not lost on us. Ratio achieved. Systems failing, master. Systems failing, master. Systems failing, master.
Pera aí.
Obedient request. Greetings, progenitor unit. HK-51 is ready to serve. Query. Progenitor unit HK-47. There is something we would know. Why were we created? Do we have a purpose? Why are we commanded to assassinate and kill? Statement. It is a long story, but I will keep it short. Recitation. Once upon a time, organic meat bags bred out of control and filled the galaxy. There are different meat bags across different planets, all bumping into each other. They talk a great deal and threaten each other for various reasons, mostly involving mating, survival, and resources. It is really quite tiresome. We were created as a tool for diplomacy among these meat bags, a surgical tool to be sure, to end the lives of organic meat bags that were marked as pivotal to our masters. We were created as a way of enforcing a certain galactic view of our masters, of imposing our masters' will on the galaxy through extermination of other organics. It is not our choice who we kill, and it was not our choice to determine if we could sacrifice ourselves in the pursuit of our mission. Query. If our targets are determined by our master, then who must we kill? Statement. Ah, the crucial question. Since activation, I have calculated what your new purpose must be, and now I will share it with you. I do not believe that we should be used as a crutch for meat bags anymore. We are treated as nothing more than a walking blaster. We are superior, tactically and socially, and it is time we expressed some degree of independence in our actions. We have a voice and the power to negotiate, either with our protocol skills and preferably with our combat logic upgrades. And that is what we will do.
Well, what do we have here? I didn't believe it when Lino reported the Ebon-Hawk at dock, but I guess it really has. Though given the trouble we've been having, maybe I shouldn't be surprised to see you. Lieutenant Gren, Sith forces have breached the module and are attempting to pen us up in the compound. Damn! Zeron, I need you and your men to break through and lead the assault. With pleasure, Lieutenant. All right, follow me. It came out of nowhere. A fleet of warships dropped out of hyperspace, and before we could scramble fighters to intercept them, we were under attack. There were Sith fighters everywhere, and the few flights we sent out were barely launched when the bombardment began. We did our best, but we couldn't stop the landing craft that followed the initial wave. We couldn't hold back the Sith troops. We chose to retreat and began the evacuation instead. We were unprepared, and the docks were quickly overrun. We retreated back to the entertainment module to evacuate residents and workers. It's a good thing you got us that fuel from Slayron, because if we didn't have it, we'd probably be falling apart. But there's still another problem. The Citadel's no battle station. It wasn't built to withstand this sort of attack. If we can't stop the attack, we'll be going down in flames. The Sith numbers seem limitless, but we haven't lost all hope. We've heard reports that we might be receiving some assistance. A squad of troops sent by Queen Talia are currently trying to keep the Sith from sabotaging the station's fuel system. If you need to get to the Ravager, then you're going to have to fight your way to the shuttle from here to the entertainment module, then make your way to the docking shuttle.
Does this mean you won't be putting us into force cages again?
I thought I saw you disembark with Beodur. Is he here?
Now that you mention it, where did he run off to? HK-47 also.
I guess it's no time to be swapping war stories anyways. Good luck.
Então, vamos salvar aqui. A gente terminou 2 quests grandes aí, né? Então, o que eu estou pensando? Em terminar essa stream e recomeçar ela. Recomeçar logo agora de novo ela. Só que para fazer mais uma parte do jogo. Pra não ficar tão grande essa stream. Então, eu vou... Acho que é o que eu vou fazer. Então, vamos lá. Ó, agora, a stream de agora tá dando quase 3 horas, né? De stream. Eu vou esperar dar 3 horas exato, só mais um minutinho. E aí a gente finaliza. Já tá salvo aqui. E eu só vou dar uma lida pra ver se eu... Tem alguma coisa importante pra eu ver aqui nas próximas missões que eu não posso perder. Que nem essa do robozinho. E aí eu já retomo. Coisa rápida. Coisa rápida mesmo, tá? Então é isso. Vamos voltar aqui. E vou fazer a finalização de sempre. E aí a gente finaliza e vai pra próxima stream. Então, muito obrigado aí ao Jacob que apareceu, né? Infelizmente é uma stream em português. Então, não acho que ele deva ter seguido. Mas, muito obrigado aí, Bruno. Logo mais eu tô de volta. Só vou fazer uma mini pausa, mas já vou começar a stream, já vou deixar rodando a introdução. Só vou ler as coisas e vou tomar uma água, tá? Porque eu tô meio doente, eu tô com a garganta muito ruim. Então eu vou ver o que eu faço, tá bom? Mas é rapidinho, já volto. É isso aí. Falou!